Dani, thank you for joining me today.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for asking me.
For sure. So, yeah, getting this started, would you be able to give us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My name is Danique. I'm originally from Netherlands, and I started to go into the deep bottom of self-realization about 6 years ago. So I started to have my awakening, and as many of the people, also you talked to many people on your channel who are highly conscious, highly aware. It's very fascinating that we all kind of go through similar experiences. And I don't know if we haven't talked much, but I don't know how you experienced that or what made you go looking or searching for more answers. But we all have this moment where something, we feel something is off, and then we think, okay, why are we here? Why do we even exist? Why is everyone doing these type of things? And then you go into rabbit holes, and yeah, a lot happened. And I have a channel, and I speak about self-realization. So that's kind of my background. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, how did you get on this wavelength? Where does this all come from for you to,
Yeah.
see yourself in this manner and then want to talk about it?
Wow. I was years ago. I was fully normal, right? Normal person going to education system, going to school, listening to what you've been told, doing everything. But then the thing happens. So mostly when consciousness wants to awaken you for real, you get into some type of crisis. That's what mostly happens. So an accident or sickness. I got sick and also accident. And then I started to question everything. So everything fell away. And then the matrix programming, my whole world collapsed. And I thought, and I was, of course, as anyone, so identified with the outer structures of reality. So the 3D world. And then you have nothing to attach to anymore. So then you go into the dark night of the soul, as many call it, crisis. And you know, okay, so what's the point? And why are we here? And that grew from, and then I got into in touch with a lot of people who thought differently. So I got into this group. So it was a semi-business group and spiritual group. And it was very inspiring because suddenly it opened up a world there was a woman talking to angels. There was a guy with frequency therapies. There were all types of miracles happening all around, or instant healings. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. So I dove deeper and deeper. And then I knew way more than I knew before. So that's what inspired me to continue on that path, and it has been very rewarding because the more you open up your awareness, the more magical life becomes. So the more you get to see in your reflection, because everything turns out to be a mirror. So everyone is a mirror. So that's what I call playing in creator mode. So that's what happened. Yes, creator mode.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is a mirror of magic.
It's a magic mirror. It's also holographic, and holographic means that every particle contains the whole, so the whole universe. So that means you are actually whole and complete as a being itself. And most people try to look externally for everything, right? So their fulfillment is outside, always outside looking. But that's not how you get there. That's not it. It's an inner game, and all the 3D stuff is all symbolic for whatever you're seeking within. So yeah, that's self-realization. You know thyself. That's the most important part. Know thyself. Know thyself. And that goes deep, and it's endless how deep that goes. So you go into a state of being, just frequency, just being. And then if you self-realize, everything else is going to reflect that. So you move around, you do things, you get in touch with people out of nowhere, right? Synchronicities happen. And then life isn't as dull as the system taught you to be. It's actually the opposite. So there's also a deprogramming process happening in there. It's also deconstruction of reality. Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge deprogramming process.
Yeah. Have you experienced that?
Have I experienced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also a reprogramming. So it's deprogramming and then reprogramming. And I think that's the essence of the creator mode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The deprogramming will happen automatically because you get. It's like pushed in your face. Situations come into your life, they're pushed in your face, and then
Mm,
you think, okay, why? Why did I create this? Right? Okay, I not you as the ego, by the way, but you as the higher self. Ego cannot create because it's nothing. The self, the ego self, is just an illusion, right? So why did I create that? And then you notice that within you, you have a certain vibrational match that um, resonates with that situation or that person. So that also gets you out of the victim consciousness, because that's very big on this
yeah.
world, on this earth. It's the victim, and it's all around. So okay, I'm a victim, right? Because this person did something to me. Well, in what state were you, and what are the contents of your consciousness? Because no one is separate and nothing is separate. So that's the concept of well, it's not a concept. It's there's only oneness, one thing. We're all reflections. So then you go through this life path of having mirrors reflecting to you what your limiting beliefs are, what your deepest fears are, and then you reprogram them. And then you see massive shifts. Suddenly something changes. But it's not sudden because it's the inner world is more important than external. It's an
Hmm.
illusion.
Yeah.
That's in essence what it's all about.
Yes.
Our deeper
That's a
purpose.
complete 180.
Yes. It's the opposite of all the programming we have received, all the
Hmm.
stories, also the history. His story
Hmm.
goes deep.
It
Yeah.
goes real deep. Yeah. Wow. It's like everything becomes a message. Everything
Hmm.
becomes an opportunity for you to go
Yes.
into yourself and reach that empowerment.
Everything. Everything becomes. Sometimes I say every situation is like a love letter to you, because it's an
Ah.
opportunity to experience more love. That's the secret purpose of the universe, is to experience more love and to open that
Mm.
up more. And then you go also in the we can make it very mindy. So in the mind centered, we say, okay, you create your reality and this is how it works mechanically. But also the feminine aspect is that you really experience it fully and you feel that it's pure love, every situation. And maybe it's hard to for if you have not experienced that yet, it's hard to imagine that the situation can be pure love to you. But once you open that up, then it feels like, wow, is this for me? Is this all for me? Quote unquote. Is this for me? And then you feel so grateful and thankful for everything. And I don't hear many aspects or other talk about this, how it really feels, how they really experience this, because everything is pure love. It is. And it's for you. It's all for you. And that's embodiment. Then you really feel like you're different. You have a complete different experience of what
Yeah.
life means.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's the secret, right? Did you
The
say it was the
secret,
secret?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So in interviews, it's funny because we have there's a lot of talking happening, a lot of mind. The challenge is to translate a feeling through the screen, right? To feel like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, the feeling, because it's very masculine oriented and it's so valuable. Yet creatorship, right? Where's the feeling? How do we really feel and connect each other? Open the heart, right? Open,
Mm.
really, really feel it. And you ever, yeah, you obviously also, have you ever had an experience where you just feel like tears in your eyes out of awe, but nothing really is happening, but you just feel this thing opening up? Have you ever experienced that?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the point. That feeling is the truth being embodied. And it starts to increase throughout life, more and more and more. And then you feel yourself getting lighter and lighter, and you let go of the baggage of the programs, reprogramming. And the new program is just an unfolding of the truth of who you are, which is pure infinity and pure unconditional love. So when you go to that unfolding, then your life changes physically, also mentally, emotionally. You will start to transform like a butterfly, right? You release the old, step into the new. Yeah.
And carry on.
And carry on.
Yeah.
And go to the next level.
Yeah. But all in all, summing it up, it's about the embodiment of love.
Mm-hmm.
Quite simply. And that is the truth, man. We've all heard it before, right?
Yes. It's about, we hear it so often, but when do we really feel it or embody it?
Exactly.
Or when we go to the grocery store in daily life, or when we see a bird, or when we meet strangers, or how do we act in daily life? Because that's where it really counts. You think no one's watching, right? No one's watching you in daily life. You are watching you, and you is everyone. Yeah. So it's you are always being watched by yourself, because the challenge or the mastery is how much of that pure self can you embody in your physical avatar. So you have your human avatar, and then you have the ego, which is actually your opponent, right? The ego is the shadow self. That's you can call it your enemy, but that's not the right way to look at it. It's a tool to ascend very fast. The ego. So the ego is the small child inside of herself that wants external validation. Oh, love me, appreciate me. Oh, look how intelligent I am. Look, give me validation, like the luge, right? Give me attention. And that's also what you see all around, right? Because a lot of souls are programmed like that. And then when you learn how to let that go and see through it, you have to master the lower self. It's called the lower self, or the Maya, illusory self. That's a fake self that actually doesn't exist. So it's actually a mirror, a shadow of who you truly are. So we are unconditional love. And that shadow comes in and superimposes itself over you to pretend to be you. Whenever you get angry, for example, you're possessed by the anger. You say, I am the anger. I am anger. I am angry. No, I am tuned to anger, tuned to this thing. I am not the anger. I am not the emotion. I am not the thought. I am that other thing. It's infinite, pure, unconditional love. That's what I am.
Yep.
And that thing is so easy to get caught up in that ego mind, because you think, okay, I'm angry, so I'm an angry person, and you start to identify with, or the things you have. Oh, I have this thing, so I am this thing. It's all, but you are everything. So it's impossible after you know yourself, know thyself. It's impossible to have low self-esteem, because you are part of whole creation as an expression, as the human self. There's no comparison anymore. There's no competition. There's no egoic games anymore. There's just, I am. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's freedom. That's ultimate freedom. That's what if you feel void in yourself, that's what you're looking for. You feel it for yourself, not external validation. You don't ask the mirror to smile first.
That's good. Mm-hmm. You come up with that? That's good.
No. It's unconscious. I heard it so often, and it's a great one. So you have to smile first.
Wow.
Yes.
Very true. Mm-hmm. Well said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how do you say in a practical manner we do embody this love? Is it all about intention? Is it all about affirmation, meditation? Where would you say this all starts to actually bringing this forth?
Bringing the love forth in your heart?
Yeah.
It's that's a very masculine way of asking the question. So what's the trick, right? How do I do it?
Yeah, what's the secret trick? Come on.
What's the secret
Let
trick?
us know.
Come on, give me the technique.
Please.
Well, it's already here when you when you truly look. For example, if you look in something you really love, you can practice that. So something or someone you really love, you look them in the eyes and you really look. You're quiet. Mind is quiet. You really experience that person without labels, or that plant or that animal without labels, and you just look. This feeling comes in that being is so highly intelligent. It's a masterpiece. You see it in the eyes, or you look. This is how I experience that. And you're just in awe of every creation. Even the table can be magical. But mostly if you do it with a person, that's wonderful, or an animal. You just feel the love, and you can actually feel the energy shift if you just observe someone or something without labels. Because labels make things dead. Labels make things you see things from the aspect of mind, right? So you say, okay, that's a tree, then the tree becomes tree in your head, tree label. You don't perceive the thing anymore in the present moment, but you perceive the label and the attributes of the thing. And it becomes worse now, especially with people. We have an increased amount of labels. That's to cut you off from that beingness. So how many labels do we have? I'm a woman, I'm blonde, I have this age, I have these character traits, I am this gender, I am, all these labels cut you off from the true essence. And that true essence, you can call it pure observation, pure love. And that's also how if you are with someone and you're constantly in the mind together and talking over each other, you don't feel connection, right? It's when you cease the talking sometimes, or be quiet, then you can feel that. Then you can really feel someone, or look them in the eyes for real. That's also what if you have been around babies, what you see when you look them in the eye. You're quiet.
Purity.
They love just being with pure.
Yeah.
You see that, and that purity is still within all of us and all things. That purity, that is that love. And if you want to practice that, you practice by being still and observing things without labels. Yeah. But I also see, this is such a good topic about labels. In psychology. Here we go. In psychology, we have so much labels to put on. Oh, I have ADHD. I have OCD. I have this. More labels. You box yourself into the labels. And, it's funny because if you have, for example, a flower, and the flower doesn't grow correctly because you poison the ground or you don't give it sunlight, we don't say that the flower has a disorder, don't we? We don't say the flower has OCD or has depression. No, it hasn't been fed. The soil is poisoned, and the circumstances are in a certain way that doesn't nurture the flower. Humans are the same. They need to be nurtured with awareness and love and care and attention. Just love a baby. Just give it attention. Love a person. Give it attention. Then the disorders will. Where are they? Where are they? Yeah, it's about the environment, which is self. So you don't. So the whole labeling thing, it's such a. If you get into that, it's such a disservice to humanity to keep labeling things, make them almost you deaden the thing.
Yeah, you degrade it. You almost disqualify it.
And you actually program it more with the programs we already installed in our so we grew up, we're being programmed, go through a system, right? Education system of all the people around you. They give you programs. You identify with programming. And we all become kind of the same. Then people don't feel good, right? Because they're not authentic anymore. So authenticity is linked to the attention and the love we have within. When you are loved for who you are, you automatically are authentic. So being authentic is a pure expression of the divine. That's your blueprint, who you're meant to be. So your purpose is there, your gifts are there. And when you truly love yourself, you're completely free. You don't need external validation, and you just create. So that's a recipe for self-love and a recipe for being in creator mode. You appreciate. And all the other things we can drop. A huge burden. The human condition, that's the programs, the human condition is a manifestation of the ego outside of us, all the systems. It's actually, if you go deep in this, it's such a masterpiece. It's how it works. It's just complete perfection, because whatever you put out, you get back. It's a complete reflection. So that's why deprogramming is the number one thing that will free anyone for real. Yeah.
I'll say it again. Complete perfection. It's very true.
Complete perfection.
Yeah. But if you're busy labeling, you're going to get caught in the seeming imperfection of it all.
Yes. And it's also based on the premise and the assumption that everything is mechanical, everything is random, everything is, are just parts that are random.
Yeah.
But the opposite is everything is divinely orchestrated. And when you perceive the higher intelligence that's all around, you perceive yourself also. Notice we have 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears. That symbolizes duality, that we live in polarity, duality. Then we have 2 portals. So we have the portal where you create baby, and you have a portal that's your mouth, that's creation. So we create and we perceive duality. And we have 2 black holes in our eyes, which is the void. Who is watching behind that void? Who's that?
It's all of us.
Yes. And it's the
one.
same one, and it's one. That's why we have animals also have black holes in their eyes. It's so magnificent. Even the geometry, every single cell of us is created like that. It's complete perfection.
The image of God.
Yes, and you are that divinity. And when you start to go in that more and more, and then you discover more perfection, and then life just becomes flow. It becomes fun. You can do whatever. There's not that heaviness that you have to control everything, right? The ego wants to in this foreign universe. Oh, everything is self. Great. Let's play.
Exactly. That's the essence of it.
Yeah, it's not meant to be that serious. Also, just let's play. We're like the true master is childlike. The true master is, you see it in the eyes, the childlikeness. The true master is playful, loving, and very, very powerful. So it's like a true adult with a childlike playfulness still. That's a true essence. Yeah.
Yes. I also see true masters as low-key comedians as well.
Yes.
Right? Sort of funny.
Yes. Oh, I actually love comedians. Yeah, I always it's highly intelligent to be able to use humor. You have to be very cognitively intelligent to use humor, and you literally enlighten people. You make things lighter because it's not that serious anymore. Yeah, the human game.
Yeah. Would you say the human game?
Yeah, the human game.
That's it. It's all a game.
Yes.
It's an exquisite game, that's for sure.
Yes.
But it is a game. It shares many qualities of the games that we play.
Yes. And even if you play games on the console, you see, okay, you have challenges, and then if you play a game, you think, oh, fun, challenges, and then in this life, which is more a 4K game, right? It's multidimensional. It's amazing. It's sharp. It's everything. And then when we get challenges, it's like, oh no, why do I have a challenge? That's what's make the that would you love challenges in games because that's what
Exactly.
makes it worth playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what makes it worth it.
Yeah,
And
man.
it's funny that the games, we create what we are in the AI. So we create games, sports, we mimic our life itself. We create the AI model that mimics human consciousness. So everything
Mm-hmm.
is a mimic. Everything comes from us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from that beingness. So
Mm-hmm.
it's actually, we create simulations in simulations in simulations. So this is also a simulation of consciousness. Consciousness was thinking, let's play a game. Let's play a game of limitation. Let's explore who we are. So it cut itself up into infinite amount of pieces, and then it starts to explore itself. Oh, light and dark in different spectral, in different fractals of consciousness in light. So different layers. So you have the whole spectrum, and you have very light beings, you have angelic beings, and then you have it's like a switch. It's like a gradual switch. You have a little bit less light, less, and then it dims down, and then you have the lower astral realm and the demonic realm and everything. So it's all one consciousness, but it's just like temperature. You can switch it up and down. And we are multidimensional, so we are the whole scale, the whole thing. And we can tap into any frequency. That's why we can go high and low, right? We can tap into anger, or we can tap into shame, but we can also tap into bliss. So we are the whole thing. So if you, what the light workers community does is it cuts off half of creation, and that's, you cut off half of your power, so half of your whole creation. We are the whole thing, so there's no judgment anymore. There's just neutrality. Because you can't, if you have the rainbow, you can't take the colors out, take the lowest colors out, and then, wow, that's not complete anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Everything is a puzzle piece.
Uh,
Everything.
uh-huh.
Holographic
Yes.
puzzle.
Amazing. Yeah. That's the buzzword of the times. Are we living in a simulation?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Obviously.
Yeah, duh. Haven't you heard?
Yeah. Right. And
We're
that begs
living
the
in a
question,
simulation.
would you say?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. What's the question?
That begs the question, what is the simulation for? Because we as humans run simulations to learn, right? We learn things through simulations. So the real thing, quote unquote, we're better at, essentially. So then what are we learning here? I guess we can say love. We're learning to embody love through duality.
Yes, yes. That's the main thing. It's all about love. If you go in here and if you dare to experience the loss of who you truly are, and you go into the darkness, and then you feel a lack of love, right? You, in childhood or in the darkness of the dark, then if you can see the light or love, then you learn something new about yourself in the simulated reality. You learn something new. You learn that even in the darkness of the dark, there is that light, and you can even catapult yourself through that darkness into light. That's what many souls also do. They go into very dark experiences. Their soul contract goes into this experience, simulates that, and then they catapult themselves up. So that's a great opportunity. On a soul level, you just see everything as opportunity to learn, because you're infinite anyway. You're eternal anyway. You're the one consciousness anyway. And a lot of souls do that. They go into the dark, and other souls may like to create an easier life or a holiday life where everything comes easy. You know those people. They have a very easy life, easygoing. So every soul has an agenda for themselves to learn something more about themselves. But in the end, all the souls kind of merge and combine and gather all the information, one thing, then they explode in something completely new, which we can call that the Big Bang. New fractals, new games.
Yep. New games. Restart. Reboot.
Yes. Reboot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. On that note, it seems like the most powerful people, at least people that we know, come from such darkness. It's like they use that darkness as an opportunity. Even if they're not using the same terms that we're using, it's still the same formula. They use that darkness as an opportunity to empower themselves. So it's a good way to look at it. All of it is
Yes.
for you, as we said. Even the
Everything
darkness.
benefits you. Yes. Yes, you
Yeah.
are it. Yes, and it's that's the basic principle of alchemy, turning
Yep.
metal into gold. The alchemists, it's ancient, this knowledge. So you turn unconsciousness into consciousness. So you turn darkness into light. That's alchemy.
Mm.
And these masters, they summon, or they gather all the energy, and they turn it into truth. So that's what the reprogram is. And they say, oh, I created this. I'm the creator. And
Yeah.
why did I create this? Oh, to experience more love. Boom. And then they're there. That's a reprogramming. That's turning it into love. So you can turn the darkest of the dark, and you can see that it's love, because you have this deep understanding of how every person also works. If a person harms or does bad, you can feel that person has been hurt too. So it's all an effect of generations on generations. Hurt people. And that's also the forgiveness is alchemy. So forgiveness, it doesn't sound fancy, forgiveness, but forgiveness is very important, because that's the alchemy for yourself or for the others. Eventually, for yourself, you alchemize resentment or anger or victimhood into empowerment and into truth. So forgiveness is extremely important and empowering. That's why, have you heard about Man's Search for Meaning? From I don't know the author's name. It's about a guy in a concentration camp, and how he found meaning being in the worst conditions.
Oh,
And
yeah. I've heard of that.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing. And he talked about how people there, when they didn't have clothes anymore, they just gave other people clothes, and just so unconditional loving, even if they didn't have clothes themselves, or were hungry. They transcended the 3D. They transcended the illusion of being the human avatar, because they knew unconditional love is the ultimate truth. So I found that really inspiring, that story.
Definitely. That's the darkest of the dark. If you can
Yes.
do it in a concentration camp, you can do it
Yes.
anywhere.
Yes. So there's no stories like this. There's no excuse anymore to be in victimhood if there's something happening, because if they can do it, if these masters can be unconditional love in horrendous circumstances and ascend their consciousness, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
It's transcend limitation like that.
Mm-hmm. And also, there's no other way. It's not like you can change up the formula of how this works. It's like you have to embody love.
Yeah.
There's no other way to transcend the suffering, actually. So,
Well,
yeah.
yes, there are the wild souls that try to go the other way. So okay, I'm gonna choose the dark side, right? You choose the dark side. Well, how's it working out for you? Well, so there is actually there is no choice what to go there. But you also want it, so you're nudged into that path anyway, because it's very simple. If you drink poison, that's bad for you. So you get these effects. Non-forgiveness, resentment, anger is like drinking poison, and then you don't feel good. If you choose love, then you feel amazing and you feel good, and everyone else feels good also. So
Exactly.
there's a win-win and there's a lose-lose. So if
yeah, exactly.
so ascend, and then you ascend to a lighter reality and more magical.
Amen.
Yes.
Woo. All right.
That's right.
We've covered a lot.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
What's up?
I don't even know what to say. It's like I feel so honored to be able to have these conversations and feel this sort of transmission from people like you.
Yes.
You know, it's all
Do
a
you feel
reminder
that?
for me.
Yes, we are all just reminding each other.
Mm-hmm.
There was this quote from Ram Dass. he said, we're all walking each other home, and that's
That's it.
so endearing, so loving. So
Yeah.
we're all just helping each other out because we're all going to the same destination. We're all going there. We're all
Mm-hmm.
going to those next layers of being.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you don't know it,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not spiritual, quote unquote, everything
Yeah.
is spiritual, no matter what.
Some people are spiritual, and they have never heard any concept of spirituality at all.
That's true.
And they're so in flow, and everything just works out for them, and they know how to forgive very easily. They don't hold on. They're just very light people, and they don't even know what they have. So they don't even know it. But when they become aware, they're like, okay, already doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very.
Yeah. Now, do you feel that's what you're doing on your channel? And what we're doing now literally is just serving as a reminder or a testament to this whole wavelength of love?
Yes, it's also, it's very confusing out there. All the information is confusing people because it's like a bomb in your mind constantly. Oh, new concepts, new things that you might need, new things. And this is just a reminder that it's very simple. Truth is simple, and simple doesn't mean that it's dumb. It means that it has to be simple. The nature of reality is simplicity, and through that simplicity, you can cut through all the egoic complexity, because ego is extremely clever because it's a shadow version of you. So it creates complexities and it makes you go into seeking mode. So seeking, okay, I need to know more. I need to know this. But the ego, but channels, or like this, your channel, my channel, many other channels are just reflections, reminders to go within. So go within instead of seeking outside, because that's very necessary. Because if you keep grasping outside, you'll get lost, and confused, and that will bring you down. So it's a reminder. It's a reminder.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah. Now, could you even say in one way or the other, even when we lose ourselves, it's part of the plan, per se? Like, even as we said, the
Yes.
darkness is an opportunity, right? Even when you're not on the spiritual path, you're not going within, even when you are completely a hedonist, in one way or the other,
Yes.
it's actually serving you.
Yes. Everything serves you. Everything that happens serves you completely. And you have the example of a hedonist. Some people have to go so deep. They have to go so deep, so far, because that's best for them. Their higher self is there guiding them anyway. We all have a higher self, so no one is truly lost. Luckily or fortunately, no one is truly lost. So some people, it's not even good to help some people or coach some people, because they have to go hit the rock bottom first, and then they can go up again. And so the ego wants to interfere too soon sometimes. If you just let nature take its course, they will become more aware. So the ego wants to interfere too quickly. That's also what often happens, but it does serve. And the path is laid out for every individual. It's tailor-made. So it's perfectly made. So that's why every path looks so vastly different, because we have all been programmed at a certain way. We have all had a different blueprint. So we require a different path. That's why comparison or comparing anything with another path is futile, because you have your perfect path already now. Everything is happening for you and your path. So also a very good one. Your higher self might give you everything you ever wanted. So it might give one person everything he or she ever wanted. And then that person feels empty, and then that person evolves quicker. Another person might want something but never gets anything, and that person might evolve quicker that way. So it's all perfectly tailor-made. Things happen exactly as they should. That's what opens up. If you go deeper into this exploration, you see how everything happens tailor-made perfectly. So It's futile to compare or resist anything. And you can be the happiest person alive now or in this moment because of knowing this. If you know this, there's no problem, because then you just trust. There's nothing
Yeah,
to look
trust.
for. Yes. And
Trust and
surrender.
faith and surrender.
Mhm.
Yes.
Complete surrender of
I
the
100% agree.
fakeness. Yeah.
Yeah. And let me ask you this one though. I agree it's futile to compare your path to another's path. Is there any similarity though that we can draw in the path? You know, if it's all the same destination per se,
Mhm.
there has to be some things that we can compare, right? So is there anything that comes to mind for you?
Yes. With comparing, I mean, if you make a value judgment of, oh, I don't like this in my life, and that person has that, so it becomes like envy. No, that comparison is futile. But if you see similarities with others and you feel this connection from, oh, we're all on the same path, then you feel this warmth in your heart. You just feel, oh yes, we're all the same, because we're all. That's an expression of oneness. Love is a feeling of oneness. So you feel more one with people. The reason we love to communicate with each other is because we experience a little bit more oneness, because the sense of separation is so deep between each other. The programming is so deep of separation consciousness that communication makes us more connected, and eventually we will merge anyway. with that sounds a bit weird, maybe. We will merge with each other anyway, because we're one. And it's like, if you have ever met someone who has multiple personality disorder, they have multiple personalities, so they have split minds. You can see this divine cosmic algorithm as a split mind with infinite amount of fractals. Those fractals eventually are going to merge, and then you create more or less personality, less, and it becomes one. But it's expressed through individuality. So that's the game. If a person heals from that, that's also symbolic for how humanity is coming together. So what happens is sometimes two personalities merge into one, and then it creates a new personality. Then some other personalities merge, and then it becomes a whole person again, a whole one person. So it's all so symbolic. So we can experience each other as a split mind. And then that's why it feels so good to communicate. And the physical expression of communication is being intimate with someone. That's the ultimate form of, oh, I want to be one again. Masculine and feminine energies, they want to be one. Everyone wants that, because that's the natural purpose. It's expressed in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, connection.
Connection.
Yeah, just the natural, intuitive flow to connect.
Yes.
Follow that.
Everyone wants connection. And have you ever, if you ask yourself, why does everyone actually want connection? What do you gain from it? You get a glimpse of oneness, more and more.
It just feels good.
It feels very good.
There's a reason it feels good.
Yes.
That's the blueprint. Yeah.
Anything that feels good, anything that makes you feel lighter, that feels good, is truth. And things, concepts, and ideologies that make you feel a bit confused or down or contracted, that's falsehood. So that's more into illusion. So it's very easy to discern truth from lie. Also in yourself, we have thoughts, they lie to us all the time. They say, oh, you're alone, you're separate, you don't have enough of X, Y, or Z, all the lack thoughts. It makes you feel contracted, right? So you see that's falsehood. And truth is, oh, everything is love. I'm the creator. I'm the creator. It's not the ego, it's the I am. Everything is created perfectly. Makes you feel very light, very good. Everything is okay. That's the truth. So that's also discernment.
Yeah, discernment. That's huge. That also just
Yes.
comes naturally from this wavelength, from this realization, from this viewpoint, is a
Mm-hmm.
natural intuitive discernment in all endeavors, especially with people. I
Yes.
find, especially when I'm dealing with the energy of others that aren't really the others, I
Yes.
feel just like it's like a either an attraction or a repel. It's
Yeah,
either
repulsion.
repulsion.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
You
Oh,
feel that?
what? Yes, I have that too. And you can discern so easily. Also, you can, once you know yourself, then you know the other, because all is self. And you can see, you can just look at a person, or you can feel the person, and you know what motivates them. You know
Mm,
how their mind works. You know what they're occupied with. You know so much just at one glance, because you're
yeah.
aware. I have
Mm-hmm.
people that can't look in my eyes, because I'm like, I'm looking at them and they feel scared or something, because I see them, right? When people look away, it's something, they're trying to hide some egoic aspects of self. When people have micro expressions, and everyone has, even unaware people, they notice energy, they feel repulsed, or they don't want to be around you, or they want to be around you. So you automatically have that intuitive instinct already. And then
Yeah.
you know who resonates, who doesn't. Oh, this person is motivated by this aspect, or this pattern. This person does this out of true love, pure intentions,
Mm,
ill intentions,
mm.
intentions from separation mindset, intentions from pure love. You can feel that
So
very
apparent.
easily. Mm-hmm. From miles away.
Yep. Mm.
But
I
people find you
even
intimidating. Yeah.
me personally.
Oh, I don't know. Do people find you
Oh,
intimidating? No,
maybe.
people
Hope
find it
not.
intimidating when you can see through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I even hear it in somebody's voice. I
Mm.
know when that resonance or that love is there in their voice. There's something about the literal vibrations of the frequency of the tone. There's something in the tone,
Oh,
you
yes,
know?
yes. The same when you sometimes hear voices and you feel like, ooh, I don't like hearing the tone. It's like,
Yeah.
it's loud, or or
It's
if
hard to
you're high
hide that.
sensitive, yes, if you're high sensitive or something, you can feel the voice really affects you, or sometimes types of music also. You have
Oh, of
discernment with
course.
anything, books,
Mm-hmm.
foods, everything,
Anything. All energy.
all energy,
Everything. Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Everything has energy. That's how I
Yes.
start to see it all, as just everything as just different resonance of energy. And as we
Mm-hmm.
said, it's either attraction or repulsion. It's either good
Yes.
energy or bad energy in some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the bad attracts like, so bad energy attracts bad energy. So,
Yeah.
and they play their games at that level. So when you
Mm-hmm.
go high energy, you play the game at that level. And if you're aware enough to know that the goal is to ascend, then automatically the lower frequencies that you've also experienced become repulsive to you, because it doesn't match where you're going anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why things fall away, people fall away,
Yep.
habits, old all the old falls away, and that can be a very disrupting in life, but that's how it goes. So it's making space for the new frequency. It's making
Exactly.
space for the new birth of self,
Yep.
which is beautiful. Mm.
Mm. Making space for the metamorphosis.
Yes,
All right.
metaphors.
That's it. That's the name of the game. Like attracts like. Man, I like to
Hmm.
say find the others.
Mm. Yes.
Especially in today's time, right? We have the internet. Like we're doing this
Yeah,
across the Atlantic Ocean.
the internet is beautiful for that, but it's a double-edged sword, as you know. So the
Exactly.
internet
Mm-hmm.
brings a lot of opportunity, and
Mm-hmm.
it brings a lot of confusion. So you always have a choice.
Yep.
You
Again,
can go up or
practice
down.
discernment.
Yes. So the
Yeah.
internet is an extension of that ego. So it's just an amplifier of who the human is.
Mm-hmm.
It's us folded out, everything. Ugh. All the thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
all the feelings, all the things, and To discern is to know the truth. Discern the truth, falsehood. There you go. Inner peace.
That's it. Wow. Yeah, and there's a lot of noise. There's definitely a lot of noise on the internet. So there's a lot to sift through.
Yes.
But it's worth it when you find the real ones, like you, Dani. I appreciate you for coming on here. This is awesome.
Yes, it feels good. You see, you feel relaxed, just peaceful. There's nothing screaming at you, right? I'm very intuitive. When I see an advertisement or something, it's just screaming at me. Just
yeah, right. You need this.
You need this. I don't need.
You need
anything.
to be like her. Exactly.
Buy. Consume.
That's the thing. These kind of like talks are where the pure person is unconditional. There's like, I don't need anything from you other than some good vibes. You know, we're just hanging out. We're having some fun. I'm not trying to get anything out of you, really. So yeah, it's completely opposite to how most of the internet is structured. It's non-transactional in some kind of way. You know?
It's unconditional love. It's a breath of fresh air. And you can discern it so easily because it feels nice and light. No one's trying to get. They're getting and the other, and then you have the other part, which is the egoic expression of consciousness. Was getting, and it's very needy energy. Also, you need this, I need this, we need.
It's gross.
As if we're going. Yes, it's repulsive, right? As if we're. And then what? You need it, and then what? And then they just go to the next thing. That's how the ego works. Never satisfied. Never enough.
Yep. More. Yeah.
So I like also your we're just sharing and remembering together. I love how you phrase that because there's nothing to fix. There's nothing broken. And we're just sharing experiences. And there's nothing to solve. So a lot of people are in the fixer consciousness mindset. So if you try to fix yourself or improve, well, you can improve yourself, but not in that mindset. So there's nothing to fix. There's nothing broken. Otherwise, you'll focus on more broken things. And you start to invite more things to fix. So there's more trauma to heal, like healing journey. Oh, more trauma to heal. More modalities. More. It never ends. And this is a subscription-based reality. So if you subscribe to healing in the cosmic algorithm and you engage with everything, then you will always create more to fix, more. Instead of just knowing everything is okay. And we're going through our individual paths, meandering. We'll get to the destination anyway. Everything is okay. Calm down, everyone. That's it.
Chill out. Calm down.
Chill out. Chillax.
And subscribe to love.
And subscribe. Yes. Yes,
subscribe to love and subscribe to our channels. Also. Well, hey, on that note, I think we can probably wrap it up. I think we've said everything we needed to say. Wonderful conversation. You're an awesome person. And
thank you.
That's it. Keep doing your thing. And I wish you all the best, Dani.
Yes. I wish you all the best as well. Thank you for this wonderful conversation.
For sure.
Yes. Thank
Peace
you.
Peace and love to you. Peace and love to everybody that listen. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.